Welcome. I'm Miss Jill, and this is In the Know. Lots of things changing right now. The weather, the evenings, it's getting darker, earlier. So lots going on. It's already almost the middle of September.
Yeah.
I feel like we just talked about Labor Day. And now Friday, because it's my brother's birthday, Friday is already the 15th.
Right.
Already the middle of the month. So we are continuing our conversation on health, basically health for this month, for the entire month. With that being said, we are going to talk tomorrow about a specific type of cancer, colon cancer. Tomorrow, I believe we're speaking on.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely check that out. Going to be a lot of information and resources.
I just got one question.
Yes.
Why did you enunciate specific so hard?
Specific? Enunciate?
Yes. You made sure you got that one out.
I did. That's a very specific word. Thank you for that. Thank you. Enunciation is also very, very important. Specifically.
What word is it again?
She worked to get it out.
So specifically speaking, we everyone up here, we were in the same place this weekend at the same time, and we had a great time. Clarence, do you want to talk about where we were this weekend on Saturday?
Yes, it was Saturday. We were at the Black Business Card Party. It was a great event. It was a great networking event. And the premise is, if you have a small business, if you have a minority-owned business, that being black, women, or whatever, you come and you network. Minority. Yes.
You know what's funny about the event? Because it's the Black Card Party event, right? So some people thought, one, you had to be black.
Truly.
They thought you had to wear black.
Right.
Yeah.
So they thought it was a total blackout.
Yeah.
But actually, neither was true.
Right.
Neither was true. No.
Right.
You just had to be a small business or a minority business, and that include a woman in business or anything. You just had to be a business.
And then that's not really true.
Supporters of businesses
Supporters are
as
true.
well.
Yeah. Supporters of business, true.
So in short, all would be welcome.
Yeah, all was welcome.
So you did not have to have a business card. I heard somebody say, "Well, I didn't attend because I didn't get my business cards in time,
right,
etc." So to clear that up for next year, since it is annual,
yes,
you do not need a business card.
Yeah.
And then some people just like the network, just
socializing.
That's
etc.
almost like some people didn't even have a business.
Some people were just there.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So you didn't have to have a business or a business card.
You could just be there and be in other people's business,
That's
or just
all
be
the
there
way.
for the music. And
You said it.
I was not expecting all of the awesome performances, like the step, Elijah, Mr. Curry.
Yes.
That was amazing to me. And let's talk a little bit about who else performed. It was the
It was Omega Sci-Fi.
I definitely want
Phi
to
Beta
try
Sigma.
this one.
What?
To guess the names.
Yeah, it was amazing. I know all of them.
Yeah.
Because me and Eric
Well,
had
go
fun.
ahead and give them some.
give us some education on the.
Eric
on
did
that.
say it was the Omega Psi-Phi, Alpha Phi Alpha. Mm-hmm. It was Zeta Phi Beta, and it was Sigma Phi Beta Sigma.
Yeah, Phi Beta Sigma.
Did we miss a meeting?
I'm so proud.
Like,
I'm so proud of y'all. Did your homework and y'all got that right.
Oh, I know.
I mean, one of the group. Well, no, the group I was going when I was in college. When I was on pledge, should have been there. The best one of all.
They were there.
No, they didn't perform.
Yeah, they did.
Not Alpha didn't perform.
You didn't make the cut.
You didn't hear the 06?
I heard the 06, but they didn't perform.
They were on the floor. E.
Okay.
No, they wasn't.
Over
Yes,
my
it was.
head.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
okay,
it
we
was.
will
It was
fact check.
They the one.
We will
They the ones.
Here we go.
They the ones.
No, they
Finish
wasn't.
out with
Yes,
wipe
they
it down.
was. No, they
wipe me
wasn't.
down. Those were the.
No, that's
A-Top.
not. No, it wasn't. Unless I wasn't in the room, I didn't see them.
And
E, I'm trying to tell you, you got it on tape.
I'm gonna go
in
back
the middle.
and sift. I'm gonna
Okay,
sift through it, but I'm
Moni in
telling
the
you, they
middle
wasn't
right
there.
now.
Money
Can
in the middle.
Man,
We had
Yeah,
some
like-
other performances. We had some performances at our table. We had a very fun table.
We did.
We did have some performances.
Well, just before we leave the event, can we just talk about the event for a second? I mean, the environment, the atmosphere. It was so beautiful, and I mean, they had so much going on.
Yeah.
The art and the food.
Well, I mean,
Did
if
you
missed
stumble across
hey,
the
if you missed
desserts?
if you
The
missed
desserts.
if you missed the art show,
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
If you missed the
Yes.
art show, that's you missed something.
Can I give a plug real quick? I forgot the artist's name, but with Jada Jones, I know she has been recently married a couple days, and so baby, forgive me for not getting the name right, but the picture with the 3 black ladies.
Yes.
Yes.
That you and
Yeah.
I.
And she's the anchor woman too for Channel 15. Anyway, she was one of the
Yeah.
models, and you look so beautiful, honey.
We actually got a little footage, and we can if we can get that played. We actually
Of the art.
yes of the whole event was the ambiance and the whole
Yeah.
everything that went
Yeah,
on.
well,
Let's look
take a
at that.
look. Too bad you guys can't taste it.
Huh?
The desserts and the food.
We
Oh my goodness.
Do we not have the video ready?
we did find a.
We-
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that was a great event, and you can see there was a lot of people. And we want to give a shout out to Big Keys, Zach Briggs,
We got Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
Big Brothers,
Yeah.
Big Sisters. There was a few other names of people. The whole committee that put that together.
Yeah.
It was an amazing event,
Beautiful.
and it was very beautiful. And the food, for things like that. When you go to banquets, a lot of times the food is hit and miss, and but they had food. They had prime rib. They had catfish. They had all kinds of food. Desserts
Grilled
galore.
chicken.
How many desserts did you have, Dr.?
Oh, I only had one, but it was so many, and I think that's
She had
because I don't
one
eat cheesecake.
She had one big dessert
but
plate.
for people,
A dessert
no.
plate.
But for people that love cheesecake, I'm sure they would have had a ball because it seems like it was like tons of different types of.
Do I love
cheesecake.
cheese? Did you see her call
don't
me
know.
out?
I-
She
I
was like,
think
"Well,
she-
if you
yeah.
love cheesecake."
No, honestly.
we did stumble upon a secret dessert table, V and I, on Saturday,
It
so that was
was.
interesting. That was interesting.
Yeah.
But also, before we leave, they did a very special thing, and Wendy Robinson, when they had her husband and her son come up on stage, for them to take time to recognize, her and her contribution and to include her family in there, I want to commend her for that. Because too many times we overlook people in our community and we give them their flowers way after the time. I want to commend them for being active and proactive at the time and in the moment to recognize Dr. Wendy Robinson for her contributions at Fort Wayne Community Schools. And again, if you missed it this year, when they advertise it next year, please go. It's a fun event.
And it was sold out,
Yes.
so they weren't even, if you didn't have tickets, a lot of times when something says, pre-register or get tickets beforehand, you're like, oh, whatever, I'll get them at the door. But with things like this, is it the 6th annual?
Sixth
So
annual.
with things like this, I think it's just gotten so huge that people are getting, tickets right away.
This is your first one?
Yeah.
This was your?
My first one, and a lot of other people there. This
Yeah.
was their first one,
Yeah.
too,
Right.
because they asked, the people in the audience.
Was this your first one?
No, that's my second one.
Now, I've been to, I'm going to say all but one. I think I came in on the second one, and it was at Nick's Martini Bar, and it was on State Street. And to see the growth, the second one I was at, the Martini Bar was full. So I'm going to say it maybe had 75 to 100 people in there. It was a small venue, and it was the same thing. But to see where it is today from where it started, I got to applaud these gentlemen for keeping it alive, keeping it going, and I hope for many years more they continue to grow it and give something to the city.
Yes.
And it was a smooth event, and like we said, I think there were people there that you knew, people in the community, people you've never seen before, different races, people in different spaces. I mean, and it was a very smooth event. I mean, everybody was kind of talking, and I just thought it was very nice for everybody to come together.
Yeah, I was just going to add before you leave this subject, they made it easy for you to network, because I know a lot of people, myself included, you find it a little awkward and it's a little hard to network with people, especially if you're more reserved or shy, etc. But they kind of made it easy with the bingo.
The bingo
game.
What happened with the bingo game, Doc V?
But with the bingo game, you just read it and you just do what it say, and it may say post something with, post a picture with somebody on Facebook, or, so it gave you specific, Jill,
Specific.
instructions.
Specific.
And so they made it super easy. But here's the catch. Some people that didn't look at their bingo card, they didn't even read the instructions to see what they needed to do.
Right.
And so, therefore, they were slipping, which probably cost them a gift.
Yeah. What was the gift,
But it
Doc
was
V?
okay.
What was
It
the
was a
gift?
nice Macadocious.
And the funny thing
Why you didn't bring me my MacBook? That's what I'm stuck right there. I'm calling you out on air. Why didn't you
Mac
bring
Air.
me
You
my
didn't win.
MacBook?
You didn't
no,
win.
It was
she's not going to use it. So what?
It
You
was
didn't
an
win.
Air.
So what's the point?
because
You didn't
we
win
worked
it.
hard for that. We
She's
worked.
not going to
So-
use that MacBook.
So let me just tell a
It's
little bit of
probably,
our business.
it's probably sitting under her car seat.
Let me tell a little bit of our business. It probably is. So we are looking for this table, this game table or whatever it's called, prize table. So somehow we end up, and keep in mind, like, we are in stiletto. We are in some, and so you.
Y'all
Doing
say it
the
again.
most.
Stilettos,
Oh.
specifically. We were
Your
in
heels?
stilettos, yes. So we were walking high heels, like extra. They were extra. So we were walking all the way around. We couldn't find it. And that's when we stumbled upon the dessert table had like a thing around it, like a.
Is
like
that
an
when I
aura.
started singing
And V was
Johnny
like,
Gill?
V was like, chill. And she
No.
runs over. So we see the table. So then we're touring everything, looking for this bingo table. Still didn't find it. All the way back around until we're like,
It's right in front of
she
me.
goes, chill. So 45 minutes later, she drops the bingo thing in. We no longer sit down. She goes, I don't even want to win this. This isn't even anything I want. Sits down and they call her name. So the whole thing was just meant to be. We worked really hard to get to that table. Whether she wanted it or not, she deserved the prize.
Hey, what
Honey,
just-
I needed it. I
She-
just,
yep.
Dr.
try
V.
to act like I wasn't
Dr. B.
in need.
Dr. B.
Shush.
So
Carry on.
I
anyway-
thought she was a woman of God.
she is. So anyway, we had a very nice time. Definitely check that out next time around, and we'll talk about it more when it gets ready to come again, so that you can get tickets and we can get tickets as well. Also, this coming Saturday is the third part of a 4-part financial segment, and this is actually budgeting. And this is put on by Brightpoint, partnering with ONV.
Our
We have
Victor
been
Voices.
at every single one of these, and we will also be at this one. One thing I want to say is first, it starts at 7 p.m. at the Summit on Rudisill.
On
Is that
Rudisill,
correct?
yes, ma'am.
And we keep saying to pre-register, and this time it's very important if you have not pre-registered to do so, because the seating was limited last time. It was a full house,
Right.
Which is great, but we would like for you to have a seat if you are going to join us. And how can people still pre-register for that?
The flyer's on our Facebook page, but you can do it by email, or there's a phone number you can call and pre-register.
Okay, and this is a free event.
Free event.
And like I said, this next one is budgeting, so all ages are welcome. You, your children, we had some, high school students there, so everyone is definitely welcome. Just bring that up. Another, I'm going to hold this flyer up. Minority and Black Healthcare Professionals, the Showcase Symposium, age 13 and up. Hessen Castle Library. This is Saturday, October 7th, so a little
In 2
further
weeks.
out, from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. And it looks here like there's a phone number and a website as well. And we can put this on our social media. So that is, again, October 7th, so a little further out. Another event, as I said, we're talking about cancer this week and health for the entire month. So, hand in hand with that, an event is coming up tomorrow that a couple of our team members are going to be visiting. So, Clarence, can you tell us a little bit about this event you're going to tomorrow and why it's relevant to what we're talking about right now?
Yes. This event is going to be at the Impact Center on Hesenkessel in Paulding. And it's presented by Ayers Communication and Joe Ayers. And it's Men Fighting for Health. And he has this, I think twice a month, he has a seminar, 2 Wednesdays a month. And this one is specifically talking about prostate cancer, but it is addressing other cancers. And we just talked about prostate cancer and the need to go get screened. They're going to have Dr. Coates there. They're going to have a couple of other speakers there. But it's going to give you information about prostate cancer, when to go get checked, what the symptoms are, and all of that. Men, we need to be in the building because we oftentimes neglect and put past our time to go get checked, reasons to go get checked. And like we said, we had a great conversation with Doc V last week, but a lot of those issues are true. We don't want to go through the process, so we don't want to be bothered, and we don't want to feel the things that go on, so we don't go get ourselves checked, which in turn leads us to a more depraved situation because when they do find a cancer, it's probably at a stage that they got to be, aggressively treating it versus, simply treating it initially. And it's at a stage where we need to aggressively treat it. And, you have to go through more to do it.
Right. I think a lot of it, that we need to put more stress on the preventative measures.
Yes.
What can we do to even avoid getting to this point? So I know we're going to talk about that more this week. And as Clarence said, Men Fighting for Health, and this is tomorrow from 5:30 p.m. till 7 at the Impact Center on Paulding Road. Discussions will be about prostate cancer specifically, other cancers, and then health issues. It also says women are invited to join the meeting as well. So,
well, I think that's needed because here's the thing, if like I say, a lot of men be neglectful. So it could be your mother, it could be your sister, it could be your spouse, it could be your significant other, it could be your daughter even. If they're there and they know that you haven't been checked, then they will give you the initiative to go further to do it. They will push you. Like Doc V said, somebody spoke to you about our conversation, and they said that reminded them that I need to go get checked. So, so if you have your wife, your daughter, somebody there, because you might be afraid, or you might not want to go through it alone. Because think about it, when you think of cancer,
boy,
man, that changes your whole thought.
Word by itself.
And to go through it by yourself is a whole nother issue. So if you have, somebody, and like I say, it could be your mother. It doesn't have to be. It could be your best friend, somebody that will go through there with you and be able to help you get through it, or even go get checked. Because, like, again, if it's up to a lot of us men, we're not going to go get checked until something is wrong.
Yeah, and like we said, sometimes when you start to feel it, it's progressed. It's almost too late. So, and you guys will let us know how that how that event goes, because it is something that is an ongoing thing with Mr. Ayers.
Yeah, and I want to commend Mr. Ayers because everything he does, he puts his heart in it. He puts his all into it. He puts the care of the people in front of it. It's not about his name. It's not about a profit. It's about actually caring for the people, and he continues to do that. And he's going to come on our show again. He's been here before. He'll be here again. But support his events because, he's out there working hard to give you information, to give you things. Everything he does has a giving portion to it.
And so before you leave that, I just want to make sure that we make mention that he also has an event coming up September 18th.
Yes, next Monday.
And that's 12 to 6 p.m. at the American Legion. And so he's going to be doing the clothing and the cuts.
Yes.
So free cuts. It's going to be lots of barbers there. And so you don't want to miss that.
And I know he's focusing on veterans and another group, but he's opening it up to everybody that comes. He's not turning people away.
Right.
But he is giving away clothes. I think at his what is it called? It's not Amnesty Fest anymore. What's the name? Freedom Fest. It's Freedom Fest is what it is. He gives away clothes there. I mean, everything he does, he gives. And we need those people in our community, and it's good to see. And it's good to see a black man doing this. It really does. And it's not about race, but we need more black men
Yeah.
giving black role models, giving black, we need these people in our community for people to see that we do things to make differences.
Yeah. And
Look, unapologetically stepping
Yes, yes.
stepping up to the call.
And here's, I didn't know Joe up until, 6 months ago or so. And the one thing I noticed just from talking to him is sometimes when somebody has so much passion behind what they do and the reasons that fuel them, you can see it in their face. And every time he speaks, like if you talk about his mother, if you talk about his clothing drive, he lights up and he's so humble.
Yes.
So like you said, you kind of said race, aside, but it's true. A black man being in that position, sharing the knowledge. He doesn't
Yes.
hide
Right.
what he does or how he got there
Right.
because he wants to share the knowledge, which is why he comes and talks to us. So I think that's awesome.
And he's very spiritual and very,
Yeah.
he believes in, everything he does, he puts God in the forefront. And he'll tell you that it's not a Joe Ayers-led thing, it's a God-led thing. And his whole embodiment of what he does is amazing. And we just need more. We need more people out in the front. We do have these people in the community, but we need to start coming out of our shells, our shadows, or whatever it is hiding us, and get out there and be, like Doc V said, unapologetically us and doing what we need to do.
And I think, too, we need to remember that he's been through this. So he's not just giving ideas or having conversation about cancer. He is somebody who's shared publicly already his experience and what would have happened if he wouldn't have, done things that were preventative. So this is a man who has walked the walk that he's going to be talking about. So that does make a difference.
Yeah, and we need it. But man, again, tomorrow from 5 to 7 at the Impact Center up on Paul Dean off of Hudson Castle. Come. You never know what you'll learn or what you'll get. We only miss out because we're not there. And what is it we were talking about? People perish for the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And if you don't come, the knowledge is out there. You just got to come get it. You got to be aware. You got to be proactive in this. And your health is nothing to play with. Your health is your wealth. It's
Right.
nothing to play with, and too many times, we joked about it, E and I, but, it's my time. I had to check mine. It's my
get your
time.
checkup.
Yes, it's for my checkup.
And that's okay to joke about
Yeah,
it.
so-
Sometimes it makes it easier to bring it up. So, I mean, it's okay to joke about it. We're not talking about it anymore tonight,
probably
though.
your
No, I'm just
turn.
kidding.
No, I told you I just got mine done last year.
Oh,
Yeah,
heavens.
you were 45 last year?
I'm 45 now.
Okay, yeah. I just turned 50. I'm a few months behind, but I really need to go get mine.
Well, how old are you
I'd vote
supposed
for
to
you
be?
I'd vote
Like,
for
do you
you to go a little bit more regular. Oops. Okay, continue.
How old do you have to be?
Well, they say starting at 40. They say to be proactive, you start at 40, but they really say about 45 is when you want to really get into the screening, and you do it every 5 years, unless you have a history of it,
Yeah, in your family,
or they
whatever.
find something initially, and then they just want you to follow up there. So, but yeah, every 5 years until you're 60, and then again after 60, they want you to do it like every 2 years.
Gotcha. And we're going to give some more information tomorrow on our in-depth show. So we ask that if you can attend the event, Mr. Ayers' event, do so. If you can be with us tomorrow after the event to have conversation about colon cancer, please also do that.
Yeah.
But we do want to thank you, for being with us tonight. Also, if you have an event coming up and you want to reach out to us and let us know about that event, you can do so on our Facebook or on comment or YouTube, email. And before we end the show, we always say,
Always protect your mind.
we'll see you